admin Surendra has sent this message. Tomorrow, new link will be sent to all your email IDs, only paid students. Dear students who are in the online, an important announcement. Tomorrow, new link will send it to all your mail IDs, only for paid students, only for paid students. And the Google Classroom link also will send it tomorrow. Please check your email IDs, everyone tomorrow. Today is the last date for enrollment of Python. Anyone pending fee paid today. That is the announcement for online students. And dear students, Google Classroom Drive also created. Google Classroom link also created. Please look at that. I'm just showing to you. It's created already. If you look at that, I'm going to show that. And I'm going to upload the notes from tomorrow. Today, a small sentiment is there. Tomorrow morning, I will send. Okay? Don't feel technology, sentiment. Okay? Right. So, which is ready just now. I got a link today only. I'll there go for classroom link and this is ready. Google Classroom ready. 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. Just now freshly it's created. Tomorrow morning I will announce. I'll send the notes in this link. And those are all registered in my batch. If you contact the admins, they will give for offline students Google Classroom link. They will give you, and you can join with me. You can see my notes. Okay, students, right? So don't feel that sorry for 2 days. I'll give you that kind of information. Yeah. So I'll continue that. I'll sign off. Now I'll continue my session. Yeah. Regarding the offline students, about the Google Classroom link, last moment I will announce this. Okay. What number you need to send your offline students details, how to send it and all. Okay. Wait for, let me continue my topic. We'll move to the further. And tomorrow's session, I'm going to start with the topic called programming. I'm going to introduce. In today's class, I'm going to finish my topic of features of Python. Let me start with, dear students, here, features of Python. Let's watch features of Python. Almost the most important features as covered. And I already promised you, I'll give the first few days links, video links. I'll put very shortly in the Google Drive link. First 6 days or 5 days links, I will keep it in the Google Drive link once again. Well, so already completed yesterday up to 5 features. Did you remember that? Yes. Fine. Let me ask 1 or 2 questions before entering into the class. What is an extension of Python program? All of you. .py. All of you students. Online students also. I'll keep a special concentration on online students. Please keep your hands on the keyboard and answer my questions. Well. So .py kind of information is called what? Source code. .py kind of code is called what? Source code. Who will write the source code? Very good. Python programmer will write the source code. Every source code is submitted to Python compiler. Python? Very good. The Python compiler will convert what? Source code into what? Bytecode. Bytecode is an intermediate code of Python language. What is an extension of Python programming of bytecode? Very good. .pyc. Super. And the .pyc contains bytecode. Who will generate bytecode? Python compiler. Who will generate bytecode? Python compiler converts the source code into bytecode. Well, which process is completed? Compilation process is completed. Last class, that is already discussed. Well, that bytecode submitted to whom? PVM for further execution. What PVM role is? Reading the line by line of bytecode and convert it into the machine understandable code. That is called binary code, machine code. Well, and the machine code is read by OS and processor and gives result. This is what we discussed in yesterday. Okay, na? So we discussed source code, bytecode, and then PVM, compilation process, execution process. Compilation process is line by line. Execution process is also line by line. That's why total execution is interpretation. Understand, guys? Right. Now it is the time to see to move forward. Now it is the time to see to talk about robust. To talk about the robust. Very, very simple, students. Robust. I am going to discuss what do you mean by robust. What do you mean by robust? Robust means what? Strong. Robust means what? Strong. And it is one of the marvelous feature in Python programming. Okay. As a real-time programmer, whenever you develop any real-time project, we must make use of so code must be so strong enough to hold certain type of errors. Now I'm writing one sentence and I'll speak about it. Today, I'm going to discuss this point. Python is one of the strong programming language. Python is one of the strong programming language that is called what? Robust. Robust is nothing but what? Strong. Well, dear students, why it is strong? Because of there is a beautiful property called what? Exception handling. What is the topic name? Exception handling. This topic called exception handling, except C language, in almost all the languages, exception handling concepts are available. From C++ onwards, exception handling concept is available. But our people can't explain this exception handling. That's why people are not able to develop concept application with robust nature. Well, students, now I would like to say one more point. Sir, at this point of time, you please tell what do you mean by exception? At this point of time, I would like to give you what do you mean by exception handling? What do you mean by exception? What do you mean by exception handling? I just want to give you some clarity. Yes, ma. Shafi, listen, ma. Very good. So, please listen. Whether it is correct or not, you will understand after a few minutes. Okay? Don't feel your answer is not correct. You please listen. Don't worry about it. Right. Ajay, M. Please listen, ma. You are also wrong answer. It is not catch is available in Python. We are having except. Please don't carry your old knowledge, please. It is my advice. Please don't carry your old knowledge. This is my humble request to everybody. Because if you say your old knowledge, I have to give a counter example to that. This is not good. Because try catch is the concept in Java. Try catch, we don't use it in Python. We will use what? Try except. If you go to interview tomorrow, if you say try catch, you will not ask any further question. We will call you later. They won't call. So that's why. Please remember my concept. Learn my concepts. Read well. Practice well. That is your evergreen topics. Okay. Now I'm going to give you what do you mean by exception. What do you mean by exception handling? I'm just going to give you some clarity here. In my class, exception handling, I'm going to discuss for a period of 1 week. I'm going to explain. Please look at that in my existing sessions. Exception handling, if you see, I'm going to discuss even ATM case study also I will explain. ATM case study also I will explain. And a lot more examples on it. And a lot more syntaxes I'm going to explain. So I'm going to say handling the exception. See the syntax here. Try, except, lot of syntax I'm going to explain. At this point of time, you don't worry about it and don't carry your previous knowledge. I will explain according to the real-time standards. Please enjoy that. Now, coming to that, I'm giving an explanation how we will make our application as robust. A brief explanation I'm giving at the features level. Well, whenever you develop any real-time project, I am giving a brief explanation in the features level. Whenever you develop any type of real-time project, compulsory you need to take a language. Compulsory you need to take a language. It's a mandatory for you. Okay, that language can be Python. That language can be what? Java. That language can be what? Java. That language can be what? .NET, whatever it might be. That is called C#.NET. These are all called languages which are going neck to neck, where Python is going as a rank number 1 according to TIOBE, a software quality company stages. When statistical times, Python is a ranking number 1 as on today. Well, now to develop any type of real-time project using Python or Java or C#.NET, during development time, during development time, during development time, I'm saying this, during development time, during compilation time, already yesterday's class I told you, during compilation time, during execution time, we are going to get various types of errors, right? Various types of errors. Those errors are classified into, number 1. Already you know what is number 1. Compile time errors. Spell out, ma. Very good. Compile time errors. Second is called what? Runtime errors, you will say. I understand that you will say runtime errors. Now I am going to give you some small clarity here. It is going to be called what? I am writing in the real world, logical errors. Spell out, please. Yes. From now onwards, how many types of errors are there? Number 1, compile time errors, logical errors, runtime errors. 3 types of errors are going to come in front of you. One is called compile time errors, logical errors. One more is called what? Right. Compile time errors. Now I'm going to give you, I'm explaining brief description to talk about why language is robust. For that point of time, I am discussing a brief explanation. When I come to detailed explanation in exception handling, I am explaining with the complete picture. Well, coming to the robustness, compile time errors are occurring because of what? Syntax is not followed. Due to what? Syntaxes are not followed. Syntaxes are not followed. Time you will what errors? Compile time errors will come. Due to syntaxes are not followed, you will get which errors? Right. Immediately I want to show one type of answer for that. A small example I want to show you. Let me go to students here. Python 3.10. I am showing a small Python environment here. Please look at this once. All of you try to follow me carefully. I am going to give some small awareness here. A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20, C is equal to A plus I am writing. C is equal to A plus. It wrong in syntax or correct in syntax? Wrong in syntax. The operator plus, if I use left side one object is required, right side one more object is required, then my Python compiler can understand that both the objects are required for plus. Whenever I use A plus, other side object is not there, Python compiler will catch it as an error. Please look at that, press enter key. What is this error, please? This is called one type of compilation error. Did you understand, my dear students? Well, whenever you do mistake in your programming statements, you will get an error. One more example. A is equal to, I suppose one value, but I am not writing value. I'll press enter key. It is called once again what? What type of errors these are occurring due to what? Excellent. Who will solve these syntax errors? Programmer only will solve it. Programmer only will solve it. Excellent. Coming to next, logical errors. Carefully listen. You need not to have any programming knowledge. I said already, everything is myself, I said. And tomorrow you see how great programming discussion will start. Really see that you will be getting number one knowledge, first hand knowledge in the class. Well, so logical errors. What do you mean by logical errors? A small awareness I would like to give it, my dear students. I am going to take it, one small explanation I am going to give you here. So here, I'm going to get it. Something happened. So I'm saying that okay, here I'm going to take runtime errors. I'm going to take it here. One small point I would like to give. Dear students, I'm giving a small awareness here. Somebody asked, my requirement is calculate a plus b by a plus b by 2. Somebody asked to calculate this answer. A plus b by 2. This is my given requirement. Where a is equal to 10 and b is equal to what? 3. This is the one what the given question is. What is the person one? What is the one of the programmer is doing? Logic number 1 is applying like that. Logic number 2 applying like this. Logic number 1 applied like this. Logic number 2 applied like this. Now I am going to give you the clarity on logic number 1 and logic number 2. What is the logic number 1 here? A is equal to 10, B is equal to 3, C is equal to A plus B by 2. Somebody else has written like this. Because of the answer is coming, our compilers don't know what will be the logics. Our compiler worry about only the syntax is written properly or not. Logics are supposed to be carefully supposed to be considered by programmer only. In this case, what is taken into consideration in the bracket? I'll write 10 plus 3 by 2. It will be taken. It is going to be taken as the output, the answer for this logic. You will get it as what? 11.5 you will get it. 11.5 you will get it. Am I correct? Yes. So 11.5 you will get it. Another type of logic is the another person who is interested is something like this. What the logic is writing? Something like this. Just watch it. Here I am writing A is equal to 10, B is equal to 3, and C is equal to what I am doing? A plus B by 2. Something like this is writing. By understanding this given statement, the another person is written like this. What is the answer he will get here? 6.5 is the answer is coming. Now here, which is the correct answer? The people has to decide it. According to my statement, A plus B to be added first and later to be divided by, that is the correct answer is called what? Here the correct answer is called this one. According to the given requirement, this is the correct answer. By mistake, if they use this logic, the answer is called wrong. Did you understand my statement? By mistake, if this requirement is solved like that, this answer is called wrong answer. So this is called which error? Logic error. Which error? Because of wrong formulas, because of wrong representation of the formulas, we are getting which errors? Which errors? Logical errors are going to come. Please look at that. Because of what? Wrong representation of formulas. Wrong representation of formulas. I am writing here. Wrong representation of formulas. We get what? Logical errors. Let's go to programming now. Observe it. A is equal to 10. B is equal to 3. C is equal to A plus B by 2. Answer is called what? Print of what here? C. Answer is called 11.5. Another person is writing A is equal to 10. B is equal to 3. C is equal to what? A plus B by what? 2. Print what here? C. Print the value called C here. And I'm getting what? 6.5. According to my given requirement, this is a correct formula. I got a correct answer. and a compiler don't know which logic is correct and which logic is wrong, compilers will not pick it. Compilers is worrying about only syntaxes. It's never bother about the logic what you have written. According to wrong logic, if you write, wrong answer will come. According to correct logic, correct output will come. Are you understanding me? And both these kind of errors are supposed to be taken care by what? Programmer only. During which time? Development of the projects. Whether the syntaxes or logics are supposed to be taken care by the programmer during project development. Coming to the runtime errors. Myself said compile time errors are occurring because of syntaxes are not followed. And logical errors are coming because of what? Wrong representation of formulas. Now, why runtime errors are coming? Because you said runtime errors. And I want to listen from you why runtime errors are occurring. I just want to listen from you. To whom do you take it? How many types of errors are? Say 2 errors. One is compile time error. One more is what? But compile time errors, some of them will say syntaxes are not followed. Why runtime errors are occurring? Nobody can answer it. And it is a very regularly asking question in interviews. Anybody else can answer it? Almost 250 plus students are there offline. Okay. Students, all of you, why runtime errors are occurring? Why runtime errors are occurring? Praneeth, very good. Praneeth, very good. So, coming to the point of it, now I am going to give you the clarity. Because of what? Wrong inputs or what? Invalid inputs entered by application users. That is called end users. I'm going to give you the word called what? End users. Let me give a clarity on this area. Runtime errors are occurring because of wrong inputs or invalid inputs entered by what? End users. Take a small example. It's a very important. Our robustness depends on runtime errors handling. Suppose to take an ATM application, if an end user enters into an ATM center, he will keep the card in reverse direction. For example, keeping the card in reverse direction is called what input? Invalid input. Am I correct? Every action you do in the ATM is called one type of inputs you are giving. If the end user keeps the card in reverse order, he is considered as one type of which error? Yes. Observe carefully. When you keep your card in wrong direction, what is the message coming from the ATM software? Please remove the card and insert properly. That message is called user-friendly error messages. Spell out. User-friendly error messages. Dear students who are in the online, carefully listen, ma'am. Carefully listen. So, in this part of it, when you enter the wrong input or invalid input, we are getting by default. Once again, I am saying, when the end user keeps the card in reverse direction, the type of determination, the type of requirement already coded in my ATM software. That means the developer of ATM software has already studied the requirement of the bank. The bank employee said that there is a chance of keeping the end user card in reverse order. That time your software has to tell him that don't do this operation. So that the end user can understand that he did a mistake and software is so powerful, software is so strong and the end user is doing a mistake. Are you understanding me? If my software is so robust, if my software is so strong, my software has to tell to you what mistakes the end user is performing. Did you understand this? Yes. Once again, he understand, oh, this ATM software is so robust, he will keep the card and he will keep properly. And he is asking immediately enter the PIN number. And he is checking the PIN number wrong. And it is saying once again, depends on your card number, already PIN number was there. That PIN number, what is the PIN number end user is entering, both of them will be compared. If it is not matching, it gives immediately invalid PIN number, try again. Is it not called user friendly message? Then end user understand. So this project is so robust. I have to enter the valid PIN number. Okay, entering valid PIN number. Choosing the withdraw. He is choosing what and again. He is entering what again? Entering what? Amount he is entering. How much amount he is having in his account? 10,000. But he is entering 20,000. What input? Wrong input. Wrong input. Entering 20,000 is a wrong input. Entering invalid PIN is a wrong input. Keeping card in wrong direction is wrong input. These are all called which errors? That are called runtime errors. That are called implementation errors. My project is being executed at the client level. A client is performing mistakes. That mistakes are called what? Those errors in my project, if I handle it, my project is what? If my project is not handling which errors, my project is called weak. My project is called weak. Are you understanding? Now, last and final, once again, I'm saying, in Google, in Gmail, you take it. When you want to check your mail, what are you entering? Your password. By mistake, you are entering password. It is saying the message, na? Invalid password. What is that invalid password message is coming? User friendly error message. Spell out. In software development, two things you habituate. Once the end user enters a valid input, I will process it and I will give the result. Once you enter wrong input, my software has to give appropriate message for you about your mistake. Then my project is strong or weak? Strong. Did you understand up to here? Yes. That type of strongest application to design, I have to learn which concept? Well, come to next. In almost all the languages, including Python, including Java, including C#.NET, by default, when end user enters wrong input, listen my voice. When end user enters a wrong input, by default, I'm talking about. That means if I don't use which facility? Yes. By default, if end user enters a wrong input, we get by default a message which is not understandable by end users. Which is not understandable by end users. End users not understanding the message definitely will think that project is very waste. Project is very weak. He himself will think that he did correct. And the software is showing some message. He did not understand. He will feel that he is correct and software is not working. He will say, am I correct or not? So according to his mistake, some technical message is coming from our software side. And who is a mediator between our technical error message and the end user? We are the people, we are the programmers. We are supposed to convert technical error messages into which messages? User-friendly error messages by using the beautiful concept called what? Right. Once again, I will repeat. In any language development, by default, when the end user enters which in wrong input, which message will come on the screen directly? Technical error message. That's what I'm saying. Be careful. User-friendly error message will not come directly. What message will come? Technical error message will come. The technical error message, who will not understand? End user. End user understand which message? So what is the message is coming by default? Technical error message. End user need which message? So some programming mechanism is required or not for converting which one? Technical error messages into that type of concept is called. Yes. Now I'm going to give you last one. Runtime error of every program. Runtime error of every program is called exception. Technical what I'm giving. Runtime error of every program is known as what? Why do you get a runtime error? Because of which inputs are called what? Because of wrong inputs or invalid inputs entered by end user. By default, which message will come? Technical error messages. That runtime errors are known as simply called what? Tell me. By default, exceptions gives which messages? Very good. Technical error messages. See the word called next what? What are you handling? That means exceptions handling means which messages you are taking, converting into what messages? That is the definition of what? The definition of exception handling. Well, the process of converting the technical error messages into user-friendly error messages is called what? Exception handling. See that guy, yellow shirt? Stand up once. Sleeping from 10 minutes. Stand up. Sleeping na? Continue. Again saying no. Any hanging punishment is there or not? Nothing na? Sleeping means sleeping. Listening means listening. Sleeping reading sleeping na? So take care. Take care. Right. 6 o'clock sleeping means it's first time I am seeing. Are you kid or what? Small kids will be taking a bath and then they are sleeping in the 24 hours. Like I'm observing 15 minutes onwards. Sleeping, waking, sleeping, snap, you are taking and wake up. Whether you want to sleep, sleep complete. We'll give a bell at 7:50. Sleep, don't sleep. Right, listen. I'll ask 10 questions to you at the end. Careful. Come on to the point. What is the exception now? Tell me. What is the exception now? Runtime errors of the program. Runtime errors of the program are called what? Come on. Exception. Next I am giving one more sentences. Exceptions by default generates which message? By default generates which message? Beautiful. Technical. Very good. Technical error messages. And exception handling definition is the process of converting technical error messages into technical error messages into what messages? User friendly error messages is called what? Exception handling. Name itself says, students, name itself says exception handling. Converting these technical error messages into what? User friendly error messages is the definition of what? If my Python program uses exception handling, then Python program is what? If your Python program don't use exception handling, Python program also called weak. Did you understand? Now, if I take any student, of course, except my students, take any student, what is exception? They will get exception first. That means they don't go for how to write the applications according to real-time standards. So learning Python is different and learning Python with strong application development is different. Now I'm writing, if Python program, last sentence I'm writing, if the Python program uses which one? Exception handling, then the Python program is robust. Python program is what? Robust. Robust means strong enough to hold technical error messages of the end users. If you are not able to handle the technical error messages, then the program is called weak program. I hope you are understanding what I am trying to tell you. Are you understanding, students? Yes. Did you satisfy with my explanation called strong? Yes. And I will talk to online students. Students in the online, did you understand, my dear students? Yes. How many types of errors are there? All of you. 3 types of errors are there. One is called what? Compile time errors because of syntaxes are not followed. Logical errors because of wrong representation of formulas. Runtime errors are coming because of wrong inputs. Because of only 2 things habituate in the life. One is valid input, process and the output. Wrong input, exception will come. Because of exception, technical error message will come. Programmers like us converting the technical error messages into what? User friendly error messages. That is happening in every application development. It is a mandatory. Okay, right, clear. And about this type of errors, I will give you much clarity when I come to the application development using Python, because you see where I'm going to give you a detailed explanation for you. Where I'm going to give you a detailed explanation. Here I'm going to show you. Here I'm going to give you development of, or it's nothing but what? Types of exceptions, various forms. Here I'm going to give you, just for a minute you observe. Exception handling. I'm giving everything in the form of a detailed explanation I'm going to give you. At which time I'm explaining all these things? Exception handling, strongest development. I will discuss this exception handling 1 week. In that 1 week, I'm going to develop one mini project kind of case study also I will discuss. Okay, fine. So let us close this part and then coming to the robust. I hope robust is clear for you. Let us move to the next feature called extensible. Extensible. Right, students? Extensible and embedded. Both of them are interrelated to each other. Let us watch this extensible and embedded. Please observe it. It is nothing but very easy to understand in the class. Very easy to understand in the class. Please look at. What do you mean by extensible? What do you mean by embedded? I'll give you an explanation. I'll show the documentation immediately. Extensible means, suppose if you take an YouTube, previously 2 years development you take, before 2 years development YouTube standards, there around 50% of the time, percent of the coding share in YouTube used to develop in C language, because for execution purpose and all those things, they used to take what? 50% of the coding with C language, and 15 to 20% of the time with Python. 15 to 20% of with Python, and the rest of the plus they are using Java also they are using. Java coding also they are using. Ultimately, what I am trying to say here is, as on today, if you see, 50% of the coding will be with Python, and 35% of the coding will be with C, and the rest of the time will be with C++ and Java is also there. So why Python is rigorously using? Because as and when requirements are increasing, writing the C coding is very, very difficult compared to which language? Python language. Do you know what is happening? Instead of writing the complex coding in C language, in C language code, Python code they are calling. That means Python is providing the services to other languages. If the other languages are complex to write the coding, Python is containing the inbuilt libraries. You call that libraries as a part of what? C programming. So Python language is called what? Extensible. Python language is called extensible. Once again, I am giving. Suppose you are the one writing a very complex code. Okay, I said to you, my dear student, why are you writing such a complex code? Why are you writing such a complex code? Why don't you call me? I have a simple library. Easiest coding is there. Why don't you call my code inside of your coding? You said that, okay, sir, I will remove my complex code. I will call your code. Easier language will provide the service of my calling. Python says yes. That is called what? Extensible. What do you mean by extensible? What do you mean by extensible? Python offers its library to reuse in where? Other languages. I hope you are understanding. In C programming, I will use what? That is called extensible. Python extended its services to other languages to call its libraries to simplify the coding mechanism. That is called what? Extensible. At the same time, Python expects you to give the services back. When I am giving my services, definitely you have some plus features are there. What is the plus? What is the most important feature of C language? It is a very fast in execution. Very fast in execution is C programming. Python is not the fastest execution programming language, but it is a comfortable programming language. In Python, Definitely I want some type of coding which I supposed to call from C language. That time Python definitely expects what? Other language code also to be used in where? Python. That is called what? Embedded. When I am giving the services, definitely one day I will expect your services in me also. That is nothing but giving and taking. Giving is called what? And taking is what? I hope you understand this. I want to show you the type of discussion in my class. Let us take students. I'll show you that instead of writing from my side, I'll just show you in my place that is called like this, embedded and what you know, extensible. Instead of writing that, I'm showing you that. Please read that. I'm saying here, Python programming, giving its programming facilities to what? And hence Python is one of the extensible programming language. Once again, Python programming giving its programming facilities to what? Other languages, and hence Python is one of the extensible programming language. And last, 10th one, another one I will take, embedded. Don't worry about that numbering here. What is that? Python programming can call other languages coding segments. Other language coding segments means a part of the C code I want to use it. Segments. For what purpose? Yes, that means Python code can call C programming code because C is providing what type of execution? That's why it is called extensible. And yes, when I am giving my services for your comfortability, definitely for my comfortability, when I am unable to do, I will take your help also. When I am giving my services, it is extensible. When I am taking your services, I am embedding your code inside of my coding. This is called what? Extensible and embedded. Clear or not? Well, coming to the next feature of Python is called what? High level I will speak. Ninth one. Please listen, students. Ninth one. I am not going to speak at the same moment because why I don't explain. In every batch I am saying this word only. Because when I come to this level of here, when you come to procedural oriented, here it is called core Python. It is called core Python. 30% of our syllabus is core Python. Next 70% is called advanced Python. Beyond that Python, I am going to explain NumPy and Pandas. That is extra. I am explaining 130% of the Python course I am covering. 30% is what? Core Python. With what? Procedural. There I am explaining development of functions. I am explaining data science related functions here. Well, object oriented principles. There it is called what? One of the part in where? Advanced Python. There I am going to cover. Which concept? Classes and then objects, and the next is called what? Data encapsulation, and next is called what? Abstraction. I will write it, Data abstraction. I'm just writing. Data abstraction. Next is called inheritance. Next is called polymorphism. I'm saying here. Fine. And next is called what? Message passing. Dynamic binding is there. In Java it is there. In C++ it is there. In .NET is there. But in Python we don't have the dynamic binding. Understanding, students? Here it is only 7 principles are there. In Java and other languages 8 principles are there. One of the principle is inbuilt in Python language. These things I can't give in one line answer as object oriented programming. I cannot, because I am discussing this in the class for 12 days. 12 days. About the core Python, I am talking about the procedural oriented with the functions concept I am going to explain there. With at least functions, if I go, a biggest index is there. At least 10 days I will speak about this. Because the 10 days concept here and 10 days concept here, I cannot give it in 2 lines. I hope you understand my concept. Because the 10 days concept plus 10 days concept, 20 days concept, if anybody says one line, is really a god, right? If any internet fellow is saying that this is something like that, only we can read, but we never understand anything from that. Because this is a solid class and a concrete class where you can develop application development point of view. You are learning here, not for writing examination purpose. That's why at this moment of time, I am not going to explain about this facility called ninth one. If at all you want in detail, if you want, I'll show you in the class where I am going to. If I come to that, my morning 11 a.m. very recently started functions. One index I will show you, my dear students, what I am going to cover. This is called procedural oriented. That is called functional oriented. First level index, first level example, second level example, third level example. This many concepts I am going to discuss under the single word called what? Under the single word called what? Procedural. Under object oriented programming, a greatest discussion I am going to talk. If we go to that level once again, in my existing sessions recently completed 4 p.m., if I come to this whoops, under the whoops, classes and objects, constructors, destructors, encapsulation and abstraction, garbage collection, inheritance, method overriding, polymorphism, all these things I am explaining. Such a biggest topic I cannot cover in 2 lines. I hope you understand. Don't or did not discuss this line. I hope you are understanding. If I say one line answer, that one line answer is the biggest line with an overview. I can say that overview, because of that, nothing is going to get anything for us. That's why any batch, I'm not going to talk about what? The facility called what? Procedural oriented and yes. Now I'm going to talk about what? High level. Shall I move forward? Yes. High level I am going to explain. Right. So why I am showing the type of a index to you is because you should have a confidence. Yes, sir is going to discuss that. Yes, he is in his ongoing classes, he is discussing the type of things you need to get it. To provide that confidence, I am showing all these things in the class. Right, students? Coming to high level programming language. Here, there are 2 types of programming languages are coming once again. One is called, listen very carefully, students, because I don't want to say something like a loosely sentences. I don't want to play with your career. Some of the people and most of the people, they will tell what they will tell you know. Writing programming in Python is writing like an English, they will say. Writing, of course, I don't want to write in my notes, but I'm telling to you. Writing the program in Python, is nothing but writing like a English. They will write. Writing like an English. They will write. Is it that much easy? Is it that much easy? No. I don't know who written this statement. Some of the websites and some of the people are giving. That's why Python is called high level, they are saying. I don't want to speak this. I don't want to train my students like this. I want to give a detailed explanation with practical answers. Ruled out. Remove. I want to talk in detail. Shall I? Yes. Look at. In this context, students, 2 types of programming languages are there. Listen very carefully. One is called what? Low level programming language. One more is called what? High level programming language. Well, what is low level programming language, sir? In low level programming languages, in high level programming languages, what is actually happening? Suppose in low level programming languages, everybody will understand. You also might be knowing, representing the data in the form of what? Binary format. Which format? Yes. You are understanding only that. But when I enter into the deepest programming in Python, when I enter into that, because I have seen the many varieties of applications in the Python area, octal representation is also there. which I am explaining in my class so detailed with the mathematical explanation I am giving. That is called a number systems explanation in my class. How to store binary data, how to store octal data, to store octal format. I will just continue. Next is called what? Hexadecimal format. Who will follow binary format? Who will follow octal format? Who will follow hexadecimal format? I'll explain them in detail. And the last one is called what? Last one is called what? Decimal format. Decimal format. Tell me, which type of format you can understand? First of all, are you following me? First of all, let me take one consent from the online students. Right, students, are you able to follow me? Are you able to follow me up to here? Before continuing, I am taking your consent once. Well, let me move to further. First of all, I am telling that there are 4 types of number systems are there. 4 types of number systems. Number 1, decimal number system, which we are following all businessmen, all calculations from LKG onwards. You studied the number 0 to 9. Yes or no? What is that number system called? Yes. Operating systems understand about user data in the form of what? Binary. Our microprocessors will understand the data in the form of octal. Operating system development done by what? Hexadecimal. Operating system development I am talking. Operating system understanding the user data, inputs data in the form of binary. Microprocessor, if you say 8086 kind of programming, octal format. Operating system development code was written by using what? Hexadecimal. All these things I will explain in the class. Because when I come to next tomorrow onwards, that will be gear up, because features will be completing now. Here, I am taking directly, you understand me, straightforward. 2 plus 3 is equal to how much? And everybody will say very, very easily. Very, very easily. Go to the Python environment. Print off 2 plus 3 is equal to what? 5. Easy. 2 into 3 is equal to what? Well, now I am taking about 0B 1111 0 0 0 0 0 1111 0 0 0 1111 like this. What is an output? Nobody can answer it. Nobody can answer it. Nobody can answer it. I will explain in the interview point of view. They will ask you this type of questions. A is equal to 0B1010 1111 1010 1111. What is an output? They will ask you. Print of A. Print of A. What data I represented, my dears? Carefully understand. Nothing will bounce to your head. I will explain everything. I will show the proof also for you. What type of data this is? Binary. Because I wrote 0B. 0B indicates binary representation. Our PVM will understand this binary data. And when you print that data, it will print it in where? Understanding format of the end user. Understanding format of the programmer. Understanding format of the programmer is called which number system? Decimal number system. Correct? So please see that whose number is called 11 lakhs 20,000 5,289. Sir, you have taken a very big number, sir. Take small number, sir. 0B1010. A is equal to 0B1010. Print A. Sir, it is called 10. It is called 10. Sir, how you got that, sir? Can you explain, sir? Yes, I want to explain. Please give me some time. 1 minute I will show you. Actually, that I will explain in my regular session. Let me take one marker, my dear student. Yeah, coming to this. 10. 10 is the number. 1010. This is called 2 to the power of 0, 2 to the power of 1, 2 square, and then what? 2 cube. 1 into 2 cube, 8, plus 0 into 2 square, 0, plus 1 into 2, 2, plus 0 into 2 to the power of 0, 0, which is called what? 10. This is called what? 10 is printed. I will explain this in the class. I will explain. Okay, sir, 10 you got it. 10 you converted into 10 is this. I want to convert to binary. 2 5s are 10, which is called 0, and 2 2s are 4, which is called what? 1, and 2 1s are 2, which is called what? 0. You take the numbers like this. 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 is my number. I mean to say, here, even though we represent the data in where? Binary format, low level format, my Python is giving you in what? High level format. That's why Python is which language? Even though we represent the data in lower level data, it is representing and producing the output in what? Understanding format of the end user. That's why it is called which language? Once again I will give. A is equal to 0 O. 0 O means what? Octal. 23. You ask any student 0 over 23, what is that? They will wonder what is this 0 over 23. They will say invalid input, but actually it is a valid. Print of what, my dear student? A. 0 over 23. 0 over 23 is called what? Actual. I want to convert into what? Normal format. How do you do that? 8 to the power of 0, 8 to the power of 1. 2 into 8 to the power of 1, 16. Plus 3 into 8 to the power of 0 is called 1. It is called what? 19. Press enter key. It is called 19. I will explain this conversion in the class. Understanding? Well, come on to the point next. Which data you entered? Lower data. But it is giving in the form of what? Even though we represent the data in lower level number systems, when I print it, it prints in the form of understanding format. That's why Python is which language? This is actually practical answers. Writing program in Python is right like in English. That's why it is called high level language. This is called what is they are saying, I don't know. If you say like that in interview point of view, they will say go to USA because you will speak good English, na go there. Okay. Please learn practical answers. This is my advice. Okay, let us go to students. Once again, I am asking A is equal to 0x face. These are all called interview based questions. Face. Okay, small thing you take, so don't take beginning itself. 0x AC, hexadecimal format. Hexadecimal format means what, ma? 0 to 9, A to FO. A to FO. A means what? 10. B means what? 11. C means what? 12. Like that, A, B, C, D, E, F. 0 to 9, A to F. That is called what? 10 to 15. T 0 to 15 means what? 16. Base 16 is called what? Hexadecimal data. Which data? Did you understand my concept? And they will give like that. They will ask you print of A. First of all, we need to understand this type of representations in the class of Python. And nobody can touch this. Every interview, MCQ's point of view, these questions will come. Sir, how to answer this? Now I am going to 0x. Okay, leave it that. AC you take directly. AC I am taking directly. Please see, my dear students. 16 to the power of 0, 16 to the power of n. Again, I will explain in detail in the class. A into 16 to the power of 1 plus C into 16 to the power of 0. What is the value of A, students? 10 into 16 to the power of 1 plus next is called what? 12 into what? 16 to the power of 1. 10 into 16 is how much? 160 plus 12, which is equal to what? 16 to the power of 0 is nothing but 1 only, na? Which is called what? 172. 172. Print that A. 172 is coming. Yes. What is the data you represented? Lower level hexadecimal, which I am getting into what? What it indicates? Even though I represent the data in binary format, even though I represent the data in what? Hexa, octal, binary, I am getting the data in what? Understandable format. It is called what? High level. How do you understand? How do you say in interview point of view? Even though we represent the data in binary format, octal format, hexadecimal format, our Python environment always converts them into what? higher level understandable format. That's why Python is what? That is the subject. That is the subject. Go back to this. Go back to this line of control. I say to you, let me show you that part. Instead of saying that, I'm just want to show you. In this, I say high level programming language. One point I want to say. See, my dear students, here, high level. In general, we have two types of programming languages. Number one is what? And one more is, yes, very good. Come on, Ma. Low level programming languages. In these programming languages, we represent the data in where? Lower level data like, come on, binary, octal, hexadecimal. And this type of data is not by default understandable by what? And end users. So 0B preceded data is called binary. 0O data is called octal. 0X data is called what? See that high level language. In these programming languages, even, come on, I'm writing here, even we represent the data in which level? Like binary, octal, hexadecimal. The high level programming languages automatically converts decimal number system data. That is called understanding format, which is understandable by programmers, and hence Python is one of the example languages called Python. Is it understandable, students? Don't say writing the program in Python is like in English, that's why Python is high level. That is not possible. That is blunder. Anything you say, practical oriented answers are required. That is your life. Understand? Yes. Students in the online, did you follow up to here? Did you follow up to here, students? Well, let me move to the further discussion. Last one is called what? Supports third party APIs, such as what? NumPy and Pandas. NumPy and, yes. I want to show you one miracle concept here because I need to make you to understand. See, students, third party. First, I want to give you some awareness at this moment of time. What is third party? First party, second party, third party. First party people are called language developers, like a Python programmer you are. Python libraries are called what? First party libraries. Who developed that? Rosum. And it is by default available in Python libraries. By default available in? Yes. Now, I am taking one requirement in Python, ma. What is my requirement? I want to add two matrices. I want to add. Do you know matrix addition? Yeah, matrix addition I want to do in Python. We don't have the library in Python to do what? Matrix addition. Just one small example, because I don't want to speak anything more here. See, L1 is equal to, of course, it is too early to discuss with you these answers, but I have to show you. At least by seeing the result, you will understand, oh, Python is so great. See that. I am saying that 1020 and the next is called 3040. Just I am showing one output, ma. Don't feel otherwise. L2 is equal to 1, 2 and next 3, 4. 3, 4. I am saying that for X in L1, don't feel this code, please. For X, I am getting, this is called one matrix. Understand? Next I am going to say one more kind of thing. L2 print of X. This is called another matrix. Where is my data present in? What is L1? Don't worry. This is I am explaining in the class. Because if I don't show all these things, if anybody is missing, at least you will attend somewhere, at least you will remember this. At least you will ask these questions to that place. Of course, now I am saying L1 plus L2. L1 plus L2, you see what is the result is coming. Is it giving any answer? What is the matrix addition? 10 plus 1 is 11. 20 plus 2 is 22. That 20 plus 3 is 22. 40 plus 4 is called 44. I'm not getting that. They are combined together and I'm getting the answer. Is it a matrix addition? No. Then what to do, sir? Python existing libraries are not able to do matrix operations. Open secret. Then what to do, sir? That's why we are using one type of a famous module called what? Stands for numerical Python. Spell out. Any complex calculations are coming in front of you. It will calculate with left hand, left finger, this type of module, which is developed by Travis Oliphant. He is a father of this NumPy module. Father of NumPy module is Travis Oliphant. Python developed by Rosum. Rosum did not develop the libraries for matrix operations. Not only matrix operations, so many things I will tell you. So they did not develop any library for complex mathematical calculations. Python is a popular. To support the popular, other people also developed some more libraries. And they are telling, Python is not having this library. Please allow my library. Python people will use my library. They will solve their mathematical calculations easily. Are you getting? So definitely, I like this NumPy. NumPy is not developed by Rosum. NumPy was developed by Travis Oliphant. He is another scientist. Is it a module of Python? No. It is called some third-party module. First-party module is called language libraries. Second-party related things are called operating system. Third-party related things are called rest of them. Are you getting me? Now, my dear students, I am going to say one small thing here. I am showing the type of operations for you. I am going to show you these operations. I am saying that pip install. I am using third-party libraries in my class. How can I use it? There is a pip tool is there. I will explain about that. Install a module I am importing. I am installing this NumPy module externally. Python software is installed. Now I am using third-party module I am installing. Pip install NumPy. It is going to install. It is going to install. Take some time. It is installing. Which module I am installing? Third-party module I am installing. By using which tool? Pip. What is my tool called here? What is my module name? NumPy. Well, close and coming to my Python environment. Well, be careful, students. Import NumPy. Import NumPy. Well, it is imported. I am saying that matrix A is equal to NumPy dot array. NumPy dot array of L1. My L1 I am converting into L1 plus L2 is not doing matrix operation. I am using the help of NumPy. I am converting into my A. B is equal to, I am saying what here? L2, and I am saying C is equal to what? A plus B, print of what? C. C, my dear student. C I will print just print of C. See my answer, please. 10 plus 1 is called what? 11. 20 plus 2 is called 22. 20 plus 3 is called 23. 40 plus 4 is called what? So how many lines of code is written? Just two lines of code is written. If you take your C language and C++ and Java, I used to write 30 to 40 lines of code to write. Am I correct? So is our life is simple because of third-party libraries or not? How I am getting the third-party libraries installation with the pip? From where it is installing? From Git and GitHub. From Git and GitHub place this is getting installed. So to install such kind of things, we need to have an internet connection. Did you understand my point? Yes. Like that, I want to go for a complex algebra calculations. Complex algebra minus A minus B, I can write it. A minus B, matrix A minus B. See, my dear students, A minus B, that is nothing but matrix subtraction, matrix addition, matrix multiplication, matrix division. So many number of operations I'll tell you. Statistical operations I'll tell you. Financial operations I'll tell you. Now, last and final, I'm having Look at my dear students. I'm having x plus y is equal to 2 and 2x plus 3y is equal to something like 4. I want to find x and y values. Find x and y values. How do you find the x and y values? If I write it a C program, I have to write minimum 50 to 60 lines of code. Here, if I come to NumPy, just 1 or 2 lines of code I can write it. How such a complex algebraic expressions I am writing very easily? By using the third-party module called what? So NumPy is the most famous for which calculations? Complex mathematical calculations. Definitely Python is providing embedded facility or not? NumPy module was developed in C language and then which language? Python. Such a type of NumPy can be used in where? Python language. That is called embedded or not? I am using this module in my Python environment. So it is called embedded service or extensible service? Embedded. Well, go to next. There is one more type of thing is called what? Pandas. Pandas is for data analysis purpose. Analysis and analytics purpose. That also I will explain in the class. So, third-party libraries are providing super fast services to our Python programming. That's why I will use always in our data science and industry applications. Third-party modules we are using very regularly. How to use third-party modules? I am going to use in my class. How to install it? How to connect it? Moreover, my Python program want to communicate with my Oracle. Third-party module will come. My Python program want to communicate with what? MySQL. I will use third-party module. That are all going to be a part of my class only. In my class is called recently completed class 4 p.m. You see Python with Oracle. See that Python with Oracle. How to insert the record, employee records, students record, Python with Oracle. Next is called what? Python with MySQL. Python with MySQL. How to connect with the database? Persistency programming I am explaining. A very great programming I will teach in the class. About multi-threading, about network programming, socket programming. This nowhere else this content, this much vast content is available. Because our course is certified by what? NASCAM. I already said in the beginning of the sessions only. So I'm going to conclude my sentences. In the Python course, I'm going to tell up to Pandas and NumPy. Scikit and SciPy, that also I can explain, but they are the part of what? Data science. So here, NumPy and Pandas, I am going to extra explaining for you. By keeping data science, you are learning in the near future. So SciPy and Scikit and Matplotlib and Keras and NLP are the next advanced part of what? In the data science you will come across. In ML, machine learning, deep learning, in Tableau, in Hadoop, in big data level, you will come across this thing. Once you understand these two things, you will feel that, sir, they're dead easy, you will say. Are you understanding? So third-party supports, third-party kind of support I am going to show you, students. Let us go to this place. Now I am going to give you the clarity on this area. So let us go to the place. Here I am explaining. Coming to this level, I am going to show you what is this other part of it. I am going to show you that. So let me go to that third-party support. So there it is going to be features, third-party support. So I'm going to say, I hope support, third-party support. So maybe I hope that explanation I will write it and I will send to you. What are the third-party software advantages? Existing Python software does not provide some extra services. To get those additional services like complex mathematical calculations, like a data analysis, scientific programming using Python, I should use what? Third-party APIs. With this, my features are completed from the last 3 to 4 days onwards. And tomorrow, I'm going to enter into the first day of the programming I'm going to start. Still, even any friends are there. Still, they did not attend this class. Tomorrow, even they come, they will follow like anything. Because all these things I'm going to write in the form of what? Programming I'm going to explain once again. So tomorrow I'm going to enter into first day, first class. That is a data representation in Python language. Right? Variables, importance of variables, identifiers, literals. I'm going to enter into that. From the 0 level of the programming, I'm going to enter. Okay. So this course, these notes, I'll upload in tomorrow's class. Today I need to upload, but tomorrow I will upload after 9 o'clock. I will upload my notes. Okay. So one small announcement for all the online students. Already I gave the announcement. Already online students I gave the announcement. And take care of that and contact the admin and take care of things. Tomorrow it will be a new link for all the people. Take care by the things. Right. Yes, ma, Pradeep. I will explain this procedural and object oriented in the concept of core Python and advanced Python. You will come across that. I said you. Right. Yes, ma, Gautam. How can I see the notes? Just now I said, na, you contact to our admin. They will add to my Google Classroom link so that you can see. Right. Yes, ma. Pranita. Just now I told you, na. So can you explain any database with Python? I said a Python with MySQL, a Python with Oracle. I shown you just now. I am going to show you two database connections, two database operations. Don't explain that. Sir will explain Oracle course. Oracle course is different. I am writing Python program to communicate with Oracle. You need to have Oracle knowledge. I am not going to explain as a part of my Python class. Oracle course I am not explaining. How to connect to Oracle, how to do database operations I am explaining. It is the next level of Oracle I am explaining. Well, so take care of such kind of things. Tomorrow sharp 6:10 class will start. Tomorrow class will start at sharp 6:10. Understand? Not 6:20. Sharp will say 6:20. So, right. Same time. Yes, ma. Sandeep Kumar. Same time class will be.